It's a secret society. All they ask is trust. What's good, people? I hope everybody's blessed. I hope all is well. Please excuse me if I look sleepy. I think I slept like 2 hours yesterday. I had a birthday. And I decided to drink a coffee and I could not go to sleep. So, yeah, I'm a little drained a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I just got my energy back. I did some sun gazing. And of course, they were trying to block that sun. You feel me? So, let me get to it. I got a topic for y'all today. I want to talk about hair. So let's talk about hair. So basically, it was a time when the Native Americans and the Europeans were at war, right? And obviously, the Europeans won that war. And one of the things that they did to the Native Americans were they cut their hair off. And what that did was that took their senses away. You know, because the Native Americans, they could be asleep. But if they had, of course, when they had a long strand of hair, they were able to sense their enemies. And when the Europeans, when they caught on to that, you know, they started cutting their hair off. And they were able to knock out those senses. And they eventually defeated them. So the importance of your hair is your antennas, right? Your connection to the Most High. And that's one of the reasons why I grew my hair, you know, and it's been at a certain length for a period of time, you know. So I recommend to most people, hey, if you're gonna, you know, if you're gonna cut your hair, just understand that you're cutting off your antennas, you know. You want to keep that connection with the people at all times, you know. And, you know, show people, you know, your connection at the end of the day. Show people your connection, your intelligence, you know. Whether it's emotional intelligence, whether it's mental clarity, you know, whether it's just, you know, having a testimony on, you know, on different situations. My bad, there's a lot going on out here. But having the influence of, you know, corruption and alchemizing that negative energy. But anyway, your hair is very important. And I had an actual enemy ask me one time, is my hair my strength? And I said, well, yeah, my hair is my antennas, you know? It helps my connection with the Most High Yahweh, right? So, I don't know if that answered her question, but it's bigger than just my hair being my strength. I mean, the Most High is my strength, you know? You know? My ancestors my strength. So it's not just one thing. But it does play a part, though. At the end of the day, it does play a part. You know, when you have your hair, it does play a part. And another thing, you know, when you're dealing with weave and other women's hair, you have to be very careful because you take the energy of that woman. If she had bad experiences in her life, you know, and trauma, that trauma transfers to you as a woman. And we know there's some men that have fake dreads, you know, fake braids, and it's the same thing. There's really no sex discrimination with the hair, you know? There's really no discrimination. Like, if you have somebody's hair on your crown, then you're obviously taking that energy. So just keep that in mind as well. You have to be very careful you know, when you're dealing with hair. So I would recommend, I would recommend more men growing their hair, you know, whether it's your beard or your hair on top of your head, you know. Like I said, you know, the beard, it's the same thing. Same thing with the beard, you know. Just keep it groomed, you know. I know everyone doesn't look good. I mean, they, in their own opinion, don't look good, you know. Some people think it's unprofessional, you know. And if you don't keep it clean, yeah, it's definitely unprofessional. But more or less, it's gonna help you. Even with health, you know? Even with health, same thing. It's the same thing. Like it's gonna boost your immune system as well. If you keep it groomed, you know, you have to take care of your hair. You don't take care of your hair, then you know, you gotta wash it, you have to moisturize it, you know? And I think that's why most men don't care for hair, you know? They'd rather cut it. So everybody has their preference and it's all good. It's all good. And same thing with women, right? That's why some women get weave, get extensions, and they have their preference. And I respect that at the end of the day. But in a more spiritual aspect, we have to look at it in that perspective. You know, that's the number one, right? We're spirit first, physical body second. So we have to understand that we're pulling our vibrations down spiritually when we're putting other people's hair on our crown, you know? So keep that in mind. And also when we cut our hair, you know? So just wanted to make a quick video because my enemies, they've been trying to get me to cut my hair for a very long time. People come in my dreams to tell me to cut my hair. Ain't that crazy? I've had at least like 3 or 4 people that I know of that told me to cut my hair in my dream. And I thought that was crazy. I was like, damn, they must really think it's that, you know, it's my strength for real. And it's part of it, you know? It's part of it at the end of the day. But it's not, my number one strength is my creator. You know? That's for sure, you know? Hair is a secondary thing. But it is important at the end of the day, you know? So, yeah, I definitely wanted to come on and do a quick video on that. And yeah, excuse if my attention span is everywhere. I'm out here walking in the street, and it's a busy street, you know. I'm working in this hospital. There's a lot of people around, you know. But blessings, stay blessed. I hope this video helps, gives you some advice. If you never like grew your hair before, definitely give it a try if you can, you know? Give it a try. Definitely. Just, you know, definitely like groom it though. Make sure you groom your hair, you know what I mean? Don't just like grow it and not groom it, you know? You gotta take care of your hair at the end of the day. If you need a barber to shape up your joint, no problem, you know? Just keep it groomed up. Then you appreciate it more. But I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. God bless. Stay prayed up. I'm out. Magnetic Intuition. Peace.